What's up, everyone? 95 Plus Podcast, Lem Butler here. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, GH Grinding and Brewing Solutions. Everything you need to know about grinding and brewing coffee, please reach out to them. They're all about trust, reliability, and innovation. GHGBS.com. Thanks, guys. Dude, I've been dreaming about that breakfast sandwich.
Nah, screw that breakfast sandwich. And it was good too. But I had some ham sandwich the last day.
Nah, where?
At an Academy.
Oh, really?
No, their lunch their lunch menu.
Nah, bro.
Dog. No, I had the breakfast sandwich. I'm telling you right now. Like, I'll give you an example right now. So I'm gonna end up talking about it on the episode. But so I went in late that Sunday. Trust me. I went in late that Sunday, right? And they got like 4 sandwiches on the menu for lunch. And I was like trying to pick between 3. Like I seen 3 that I was really locked in on. So because I couldn't decide, I asked the dude behind the counter, yo, which sandwich should I get? He picked the one I didn't have on my list, which was that ham sandwich. He was like, that's the one. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I had that sandwich. Dog. Woo! It was so fucking good. I drive back just for that. Oh my God. Oh man.
I'm driving back for that sausage. That damn breakfast sandwich with the house-made sausage.
I gotta do Atlanta right anyway, because I did not do it right having them damn kids there, bro.
Right. Were we ready?
Ready?
We were recording anyway.
Oh, he was recording anyway.
He's going there anyway.
Fuck it.
Word.
As we proceed
to give you what you need.
It's 9-5, everybody. Another episode of the 95 Plus Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Ragler, no longer dreadhead in the lobby.
That boy good.
That boy good. If you know what that reference means, you know. And if you don't know, please don't find out. Nah, buddy. And I'm over here with my dog.
Flesh Tone Crayon.
Flesh Tone Crayon himself.
In the house,
Mr. Lem Butler. How you doing today,
Word.
man?
Sometimes the shadow's big. Yo, I got to get you every single time, man. You know, got to keep you on your toes. Yo, I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I'm good.
Word.
We just debriefed about Rwanda, and that was not the only trip you and I took. Over the past couple of weeks since we last recorded.
The ATL.
Yes, but
Atlanta.
But before we even get into ATL, man. So I told y'all in the last episode how I had to run like an absolute madman in order to be able to make it to Rwanda. So we get back literally the night before Thanksgiving. There's two directions I'm going to go with this. The first one is jet lag is like the equivalent to that moment that you talk shit about an edible. When you like, this edible ain't shit, and then it hits you. Because I was like, I'm not even feeling no jet lag. And then I spent the next week passing out in undisclosed places. Unplanned. Like, I thought it was sweet. Now it's 4:30 a.m. When did that happen? Hey, you fell asleep on the floor, dog. When did that happen? I didn't know that happened. I spent a whole week doing that, y'all.
Word.
So,
yo, it was good having you and the fam over for Thanksgiving.
Yes, that was where I was going to start us at. Thank you for inviting us over. We got to spend Thanksgiving together, which is really helpful because I don't think either of us had it in us to really host Thanksgiving.
Nope.
After that trip.
Nope.
Dog, I was tired.
Just wanted to chill.
Yeah.
And I did. I was on the couch a lot.
I mean, I tried to, but my friggin' 2-year-old's a batshit insane kid.
He tried to jump in the pool.
He tried to jump in the pool fully clothed in November.
Yeah. Sam was like, yo, just make sure your kids don't go in the pool. I was like, well, I mean, if they did, they can swim. But I didn't think about Riley.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, you know, he would have kicked until he got to the edge.
Nah, he'd have been fine, but like, no. He could maneuver in the pool, but like, I was just like, it just wasn't on my to-do list.
Yeah.
To have urgency.
Right on.
At any point that day, I was still reeling from the travel back, which now we can talk about that actually too. Dog. So the melatonin knocked me out so well during the safari trip that we talked about last episode that I asked for 2 of them from Philip for the way home for the 2 10-hour flights, and then I'll just like thug it out on the flight from. I actually was going Rwanda to Brussels, Brussels to Chicago, Chicago to North Carolina. So
shout out to Brussels.
Shout out to Brussels. We got a much better experience on the way back. But I took one on the first flight from Rwanda to Brussels, and it worked for the first hour, right when we did the stop in Uganda.
Yeah.
And then I got some annoying ass person that got on the flight in Uganda and just proceeded to piss me off for the next 8.5 hours. We'll just move past that. So I was like kind of annoyed. My patience is kind of running low. I've been tired. I also kind of got onto the flight in a little bit of a haste because we had all ordered food like about 2 hours before we got on the flight. And they were like, y'all need to get over by the gate because your gate's going to close. I'm like, our flight's leaving in an hour and a half. Why do I need to be at my gate now? Can I eat? They're like, no, let's go. So now I'm like rushing, scarfing food down, running through the Kigali airport because they about to close the gate on me for my flight that leaves 90 minutes from now. Made no sense, but whatever.
Jamaica's like that too.
It don't make no sense, bro.
It's wild, yo. It's like, but it leaves in an hour.
Like, I can finish this and be back and there'll be no problem.
30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever.
So, cool. So now I'm getting annoyed the whole way to Brussels. My patience is at an all-time low. We've been moving around every single day since we got to Rwanda. I'm just like, I just want to chill and just be calm and relax. And I didn't realize, like, a lot of social customs are very different.
Yeah.
So, like, we're getting off the flight in Brussels, and there's mad space for people to walk. But people are just, like, bumping into me in a way that I feel is on purpose. And Brooklyn is kicking in, but we in Brussels. And I'm just doing my best to keep my shit together. And when we finally all like linked back up, we got through customs onto the other side of the terminal where the food was, and we're trying to get breakfast and all that. And everybody's kind of looking at me like, yo, you good? And I'm just in my brain like, I just want to get back to where it's like socially acceptable to smack somebody for bumping into me on purpose. Like, I'm in the wrong place for this right now. Cause I'm really just like, yo, y'all keep bumping into me. And like, if I react, I'm going to look out of place.
Yeah. You're going to look crazy.
I'm like, y'all just do that.
This lady was doing that on the way there, I think. Yeah. First, her daughter asked if I could switch seats with her because she wanted to sit with her mom. And I was like, all right, fine. And so, but granted, I hate window seats. I like the aisle seat because window seats make me feel a little claustrophobic, like I'm trapped and I can't get out. So I like the aisle seat so I can get out whenever I want to.
Interesting. I'm the exact opposite. Give me the window seat because it's the most comfortable place to sleep.
Nah, I don't want that. Especially when you got 3 people in a row. No, I feel trapped.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'll bundle myself
and in this case, we had 3 people in a row, and I'm stuck in this window seat. So whatever. So we get off. Well, we stop. We're in the aisle, and her mom is behind me, and she keeps bumping me. And we're not going anywhere. We're just standing. She keeps bumping me. And now we're starting to walk off the plane, still bumping me. And so finally I just turn. I'm like, are you in a hurry? Because you keep bumping me. And then she stopped. I'm like, it's
different.
It just picks at you. Picks at you. Like, why are you bumping me? Why? It's not necessary. We're all going to the same place. Off the plane.
So I'm sitting here, I'm mad as hell. And we finally getting ready to go our separate ways because I have a different flight than everybody else. I think the rest of y'all flew into DC. Yeah. I was going to Chicago.
And that was the saddest part too, man, because I don't know, I hate goodbyes.
Yeah.
And we were all a group. And then you went your way. Then we got to DC and I was like, oh, y'all ain't going to the terminal?
Right.
They were going out of the airport. I was like, what? Yeah, it was, yeah. But whatever.
So now I'm getting ready to get on this flight from Brussels to Chicago. And this was the single worst flight I've ever been on in my life. Not and by no doing of the airline, but exclusively of the people I was on the airplane with. So I'm in my row of 3. And dude next to me is sitting away from his family. So the whole trip, they're like walking up to my aisle to lean over me to talk to him. And I'm just in my brain like, I'm gonna hurt somebody. Like, I'm losing it. Like, they were like talking over me loud enough to the point that like they actually overpowered the second melatonin I took. I could not sleep on this. So I'm just on this flight watching people like keep walking up to me to have conversations with, I guess, the dad of the family. And I'm just like, and it was different enough people, like multiple people, to the point where I couldn't even just be like, yo, you could take my seat and I'll take yours. Cause like the rest of the family's over there. Like, I'm just sitting there and all I'm thinking in my brain is like, when we touch down in Chicago, I'm back at home field.
Yeah.
Like now if I lose it and I end up on a no-fly list, it's going to make sense to people. Like, I'm like, it's going to happen and I'm feeling it and it's going bad. And I also received some really terrible news on the flight too. So I was just like in the wrong headspace for people to just keep messing with me. I was just like, somebody send help, please. And then my last flight from Chicago to North Carolina, I had this old couple that was sitting away from each other that did the like seat Tetris with people to be able to sit next to each other. It's cool. Lady asked me to take the window seat, so I do. And like I said, I prefer the window seat. So like I was a little annoyed because someone just asked me to do something in the moment. Like it wasn't like I didn't really have a reason to be annoyed. It was just like I was so bothered by my last 2 flights that I was just annoyed at the idea. But I was like, be smart. You like the window seat. Just take the window seat. Go to sleep. You're good, right? Dude, I closed my eyes to go to sleep. Flight took off. And the lady turns the overhead light on to start reading her book. Bro, I lost my shit. In that moment, I went, I am willing to inconvenience the fuck out of myself to piss you off right now. Just open the goddamn window and just was like, nah, we're sitting in the bright ass light this whole flight. I'm sitting here mad as hell. Like, if I can't sleep, fuck your book. I was so mad. I was so fucking mad the rest of it. So 3 hours, I'm sitting here just clouds like. Cut the light off and I just left the thing open. I'm like, nope. I'm down with the cause. I'm sorry. I'm so mad right now. And like, and the worst part is like that's slightly annoying to me, but none of this was that lady's fault, bro. I was just so mad for the past 27 hours of traveling that I just did, that there was just different people aggravating me, that it was it in that moment. That was my little reprieve from all of it. So all that to say, thank you for inviting us to Thanksgiving, because the next day was lovely. So now we have Thanksgiving.
Yeah. That was good.
That was
good Thanksgiving. That was because I hit 1 year since the transplant, so I'm 1 year old.
Yeah, because you did it on my your transplant was on my birthday.
Yeah, December 1st. Which so that was actually a Thanksgiving where I could actually enjoy the meal, because that last Thanksgiving was rough, man. Yeah.
So great. It was great to spend that time together. Got the weekend to kind of reset. And then I get back on Monday and I now have 4 days to undo the fact that I was gone for 14.
Yeah.
So all the nonsense starts running in, and I'm also like, I got to get this done by Thursday so I can make it to Atlanta in time for this event.
Barista League.
Yeah. So I have now run like a madman for 4 straight days. Finished the meeting on Thursday, and I'm like, it's my birthday on Friday, so I would like to at least, look somewhat presentable. I'm going to go get my nails done, get my hair cut, go pack, get on the road. I made it to DC. Not to DC, good Lord. I made it to Atlanta Friday morning, so right after my birthday, around like 1:32 a.m. Took a nap, got up, started going through the day of us coffee crawling, visiting people.
It was great.
Was lovely, man. Shout out Spiller Park. Had an amazing representation of some of our coffees there and some other roasters that they had on there, which was really cool.
I got to shout out Blake Nail, man. He picked me up from the airport.
Blake cool as hell,
man.
Yeah,
he was real cool, man.
Like,
drove me around, met up with you at Spiller. Mm-hmm. We hit Portrait first.
Yeah, y'all hit Portrait.
Hit Portrait.
I hit Spiller, Academy. I hit East Pole. I had a couple of spots. I was moving around. There's another one I'm blanking on. Perk. Hit quite a few spots.
Dude, I haven't coffee crawled in quite some time.
With the exception of Rwanda.
Yeah. I think that one, the adrenaline and the excitement of being in Rwanda kept me flowing from coffee to coffee. Because especially, cause we talked about that spark. I hung out with the baristas at every shop we went to and just kind of, seeing, where they started in coffee and talked about their career and then talked about, their ratio, geeking out with coffee with them.
Yeah.
But in Atlanta, dude, I hit my caffeine max at the second shop.
Mm-hmm. What, at Spiller?
Yeah, Spiller when we saw Jake. I was like, I had way too much. And I had a shot of espresso there because I didn't want another 12-ounce cup of coffee.
Right. No, I think this was an interesting trip for me coffee-wise because I think the Rwanda trip did so much to kind of revitalize my enthusiasm about coffee and also like my willingness to be a part of coffee community that like I went into Atlanta like, oh yeah, let's go see people, let's talk. Like I hadn't done that in a while, like not of my own volition. Like I've done it because it's my job, but like it'd been a while since I'd been actually happy in coffee spaces. And that Rwanda trip and the people that we went with are to credit 100% for that. Like I am, like I said, they were amazing. In such a way that like you knew where I was emotionally about a lot of stuff that's been going on in coffee over the past couple of years. I'm shocked that I'm in the space that I'm in right now. And that's all a credit to them. But that led to just a really like a really good, both on the business side and on the social side, like a good trip in Atlanta. My family came down with me. We hit a bunch of my accounts, hit a bunch of multi-roasters and roasters that are out there and just got to like really connect with people. And we had a good time. We get to the Barista League event. And for context, I've only been to one other Barista League event, which was the one that they did in Denver prior to qualifiers last year. And as someone that didn't have anything to do with the competition in Denver, like the Barista League competition in Denver, I didn't know what was going on. I was talking to people. There was a photo booth. Did that. Like being social, but I have no idea what's actually going on. Like, why are we here? Like, there's people making coffee over here and a bunch of us doing a bunch of weird stuff over here. Like,
like the last one I went to was sort of like it was like a Family Feud kind of thing.
Oh, you talking about the one that we did in Boston? Because I was in that.
I emceed with Erica. And
I remember.
Again, it was like I was emceeing, I was backstage talking to people. I had no idea what was
actually going on.
Yeah.
But I competed in that one, so that was different. But like, I mean, like the actual Barista League competition, like what they actually set out to do, I had no idea what the competition format was. And thankfully, being a judge at this event, I got to figure that out. But I also got the judge, worked on the brew bar, you DJ'd. Like we had a lot of hands.
I was DJing, and I still don't know what was going on.
Right. So I actually understand it now, which was dope.
Explain it to me, please. So, I saw Sig Bev. I heard Flat White, and then I just got in the conversation.
So it was 12 teams. Each of the teams were a pair of baristas to a panel of judges they had to serve espressos to the judges that they gave espressos to, milk beverage to the alt milk beverage to the judges that are the alt milk judges, and then a signature beverage of some sort, which I believe is like a mocktail of some sort, using one of the syrups that they had or whatever.
So barista competition with teams.
But you're only giving one flavor note for every beverage. Like each beverage, like you give
one flavor,
one tap
each beverage.
That's it.
That's it.
So it's not like you got to get everything right in like our version of barista competition. It's like, no, give us the most prominent one. Tell us what we're going to experience, that kind of thing. So it's like, it's a competition, but they're trying to remove a lot of the like stressors that come from like what you experience in the barista competition. And I would serve some pretty great coffee. Not gonna lie, I had some really great experiences with coffee, some really dope baristas. This event is happening on my birthday, my 30th birthday. So
we got wings.
Yeah, we did get wings. Went to JR Crickets, which I'm so happy about. Thank you. I needed that. That was a moment. That was a moment for me. I needed to go to JR Crickets. There's some other Atlanta moments that I will indulge in my next Atlanta trip that I did not on this trip. But like, we're gonna make it work. But that was a great experience. But like at the Barista League event, mind you, I am just getting back to being social again in coffee. Like social enough that like I can be in the space and not just be like, I don't want to talk to anyone. They heard it was my birthday and everybody wanted to try to get me drunk.
Word.
And I'm like, I'm just getting to being comfortable in these spaces again. I'm not about to drink as much as y'all are trying to push on me right now. And then everybody's like, happy birthday, man. I'm like, chill. And the best part about it is I had so much espresso that I was sober the entire time at the end of this joint, because it was just like espresso. Got a taste. Boom. Judges, it was me, Gitu, Kat, Arius. Like we had a dope team of judges as well. I'm missing some names as well, but
it was cool to be dope. Back in Atlanta. I hadn't been back since 2016. And Atlanta, in my coffee career, Atlanta has a special place in my coffee career because transitioning from 4 years in a cafe to working at Counterculture, my first day on the job was actually driving to Coffee Fest Atlanta. And that was when the Counterculture Training Center was opening up. So there was a big party there. And Octane was the only like prominent specialty coffee shop in Atlanta. Like some of the old heads like Ben Helfand, Daniel Glaske, they were working there. Like Chris Owens and Melissa, they were there. Shout out to Tony and Diana Riffles. They were dope. So that was my intro into the coffee scene in Atlanta, and it was very limited. And then I saw it grow over the years. So in 2016, Octane was sold to a company out of like Alabama, and then they were bought by Revelator. And apparently between 2016 and 2020, Revelator just kind of ran that Octane franchise into the ground. And then Counterculture closed their training center, and like all their accounts went to other roasters. But it was cool seeing Spiller Park explode, because I met Dale Donche years ago in Florida at a competition, and he popped up on the roster, and actually Cindy Chang, she thought it was a fluke. Someone was messing around because the name Dale Donche was on the roster, and she almost took it off. But I met Dale down there, and it was really cool to see Spiller Park grow as it has. And Academy, I met Connor apparently years ago, and he said he had this idea of opening a shop, and I told him to just do it. And he did. And that breakfast sandwich, house-made sausage.
Yeah, no, it's fire. It's fire.
Dude, I will drive back.
I'm gonna drive back for the ham sandwich for the lunch. I'll definitely had a breakfast sandwich, but that ham sandwich was top tier. Oh my God.
Yeah, the specialty drinks on the menu were dope.
The Pirate Snuggle.
Yeah, the
fire.
Oh my God, the Pirate Snuggle. It was
fire.
It was dope, man. If you ever in Atlanta, Wags.
What's the name of the shop?
Academy Coffee.
Yeah, Academy Coffee. Yeah, really good.
I'm gonna push back on you real quick though.
All right, push back.
You skipped some important steps in the why Atlanta matters to you.
I mean, all right, yeah, all right. So,
brother,
I mean,
come on, man. Get a narrative. Get a narrative for the people.
So, all right. So there was that beginning with counterculture. I actually rolled down with, it was crazy. First day on the job, I rode down to Atlanta with Brett Smith, the owner. Mm-hmm. There was Mark, who now owns Big Spoon, and Kieran Ionescu. He was a roaster at the time, and I think that was it. It may have been one more person in the car. No, it was 4 of us. So that was an experience, and then I took a break from competition one year. I guess it was 2008, and this was the first year that they had it online that you can see it. Mm-hmm. And they had it in King Plow in that art gallery, mm-hmm. and it looked awesome. And I was like, all right, I got to compete because I just want to be in that art gallery. Mm-hmm. And they had it in there the next year. So 2009, I competed and won. Mm-hmm. And then I emceed one year in Atlanta, and then in 2016, I won. Mm-hmm. The U.S. Barista Championship. So the last time I was in Atlanta was when I won, and I got hella drunk, as we talked about in one of the podcasts with Tamika.
Yep.
Saving my life.
Save your life.
Her and Kaylee. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so that was it was good to be back in Atlanta and see that shift in that coffee scene and see it growing to where it is now. Shout out to Div. Div was doing his thing up in the office building with the pop-up.
Yes, Div's Cafe Fui.
Yeah, Cafe Fui. Yeah.
Dope. Yep, dope dude, man. Like we got to interact with some really dope people. We got to see that their coffee scene out there really rides hard for one another. I'll be honest, I felt some similarities to what I experienced when I lived in DC.
Right. Yeah.
Like it is like and I don't know if it's because we caught them on an event day, but like they ride for each other, man.
Yeah,
and that's just such a beautiful, beautiful experience. Like it just felt like, hey, we all like really, really care about each other and really want to see each other do well. Even being a part of the Barista League event and seeing the competitors just cheering each other on and pouring into each other to see them all do their best. It was just a beautiful sight.
Oh, and Ponce City Market? Dude.
PCM.
Oh, so I did compete again. There was 2012. Mm-hmm. I competed in that building before it was finished. On the ground floor, the dishwashing sink was in the parking deck. We came in the next morning, the day of the competition, and all of our wares were covered in construction dust. So we had to wash our dishes and take turns with this one sink in the parking deck. Mm-hmm. Michael Harwood competed that year. Shout out to Michael Harwood. That was crazy, dude, because seeing that place now, man, like none of that stuff was there. Mm-hmm. There, where the competition area was, there was that Rivian truck, that electric truck was in that. That store was in there. It was crazy seeing that shit. And it was like freaking Hogwarts, like all the shops and cafes and restaurants, and it was madness in there, man.
And it's dope because it's like you hadn't been back since you won, and you got to kind of just see the way that city has like changed and grown, and you had the memories very vividly of like what it used to be.
Yeah. Shout out to ATL, man. Yeah. They're doing it. Their coffee scene is dope.
Their coffee scene is booming. Definitely check them out. I'm definitely going to make sure I make my way down there a couple more times. It was my first time going to ATL as an adult. I hadn't been back since I was like 11 or something like that. Like, it's been a minute.
Oh, and my boy Jamie Pear back in the day, he was like, yo, I'm working on this new series. Mm-hmm. It's coming out on AMC. You've got to check it out. It's going to be dope. It's about zombies and whatnot. It's called The Walking Dead, and they're filming it right here in Atlanta. I was like, what? All right, cool. Zombie thing. I'll check it out. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is dope. And my boy Jamie worked on that whole first Maybe first and second season. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I've been
He's a big coffee head. Yeah.
I've been seeing that from like my previous walks of life. Like I don't watch too many shows, but I do realize there was this show I was watching recently. Issa Rae's got a new show called Rap Shit.
Yeah.
I was just watching the credits go past the last time I was watching the episode and seeing that one of my friends from like back in the day is like a writer and producer on the show. And I'm like, it's just like, yo, this is dope to see how all of that is blown up. But like, ultimately, I think the thing that I'm interested in getting into about this trip, we're both coming off of Rwanda. We're both coming off of kind of refocusing what we're feeling about coffee and where we fit into the mold on that. And we've had a lot of conversations about that, like in private. But are there any nuggets or pieces from the things that we've discussed that you want to share with the people about kind of like where you think this is gonna go? Like, where do we want to go? Because we got to experience really uplifting moments within our coffee careers around mostly Black people in two very different spaces for the first time pretty much ever. In the manner that we do, you know? And like, it does a lot to kind of reinvigorate our energy and what we're putting into this industry.
I take solace in the fact that there is a need for things to happen to push the industry forward. And there are people actually feeling that need, like Bart and Renata, like Jake doing his thing down in Atlanta, Div, Connor, Gitu.
Yeah.
I feel that the need is being filled, and I don't have to have pressure to go out and find what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I can fill in where people need me to fill in. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this is a younger generation movement. And where I see people need help, I'm going to help. You know, I'm going to participate. That's why, you know, I wanted to be a part of that Barista Exchange. That's why I want to be a part of what Barista League is doing. That's why I want to be a part of the barista competitions forever, as much as I can.
Yeah.
I just lost a buddy of mine, you know, shout out to Gianni, you know, RIP.
I got to tell that Gianni story once you're done with this.
Yeah. I take inspiration in the fact that he was at every event connecting with baristas at moments when they needed it. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was going around tasting everyone's coffee. It didn't matter if he felt like they were going to advance or not, or they were going to win or not. He was there to taste the coffee, give some feedback, give some encouragement, thank them for being there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't there for Simonelli. He was there for the people, you know? And there are people like that in the industry that I feel inspired me to do the same thing, you know? So I want to support things that are moving the industry forward. And that's where I'm going to find my place.
Yeah. I've always said that I think that my role in advancing things, whether it's in the world, in coffee, whatever, is not to do it how everybody else would do it. Do what is in my skill set, in my wheelhouse, but be a conduit to assist everyone else in their own paths as well. It is beautiful to now see so many people that look like us carving their own path and how they want to change things, so that I have more avenues that I can assist without being the front of the program. It's not about the credit. It's not about the glory. It's about seeing things change for the better and seeing all these extremely talented people that are pushing this culture forward in the image that they have. Like, how can I ensure that continues to happen? Like, it ain't got to be about me. And I think that's the thing that you're kind of coming to as well.
It was never about me.
Right. No,
it
but
was never about me.
Yeah, no. Not necessarily about me in the way of like, oh, I'm doing this to like self-serve, but more so, I mean, like, when you feel like you're the only at a given point in time, you feel like there's an added pressure on you to represent the whole. It feels great now to look around and go, hey, we can point to the fact that there are extremely dope people doing extremely dope work. You don't need to put the camera here. You don't need to put the eyes of people directly at me or at you, because we're like some of the only handful of people of color go look over here, because these people are dope as fuck and doing things that are even far surpassing what I could have thought was possible. And they need the acclaim. They need the credit. Like go look into those worlds. And like, while you're over there, I'm going to find out how I can assist them. Like, not because I want the camera on me, but because I want to make sure that what they do is successful.
Yeah.
Like, because these people deserve the fucking world.
You taught me one thing.
Yeah.
You know, you used to tell me people want to see you.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And if you point the camera at me, I'm going to let you point it at me, but then I'm going to turn it and let you see these other people.
Exactly.
If I have to be in a position where the camera's on me, I'm going to use that position to move that pivot that camera on these other people who are doing great things. Because again, 2016 was about me opening a door and leaving it open. I mean, I spent 20 years building relationships in the industry, and that's what Black and White is built on. It's built on those relationships. And that is a way of opening a door for people in the industry, you know? So that's my purpose, you know? Building these relationships and leveraging these relationships to help people in the industry achieve things like a barista exchange, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, shout out to all of the dope people we see doing great stuff, you know? Like you said, Barton, Renata, Gitu, Jake, Smaya, like there's just talent. Lanisa, Zion, there's just talent.
Lanisa doing some crazy shit in South Central, man.
Yo, but Lanisa been doing that. Me and Lanisa been rocking, and I kind of knew about a lot of the stuff she was doing for years now, because we both do this program with Coffee Project NYC, where they actually work with this program based out of Boston that pretty much is helping like young adults, like teenage to like early 20s, kind of like ingratiate themselves into just society in general, like at-risk youth kind of thing. And one of the programs that they run is like teaching them like barista skills and things of that nature. And every like couple of weeks, we come in and we get to talk with new cohorts each time. So like Lanisa and myself, Hector up in New York as well, like we'll like talk with the kids and whatnot. And I've gotten to see a lot of the dope stuff that Lanisa does. And like her story has always been one that has been very, very impactful to people, because it's a lot more relatable, and it really just shows you like how far you can take what you're doing in coffee. And I think that Lanisa is one of those people that like her voice being amplified and put into spaces with more people is going to really, really, really change the reaches of who we can help in this. And yo, like they're just dope as fuck. So like shout out to you. We've just gotten to interact with some really dope people over the past couple of weeks. And like I said, it's lifting my spirits to be like, oh, I don't need to be jaded about everything. You know, because for a minute, man, hey, I was doing bad, man.
Yeah. I remember, man. You were talking about we actually talked about it on the podcast, how to get reinvigorated in the industry. You know, after doing it for so long. Hopefully that trip helped. Both trips.
Yeah,
Atlanta and
it definitely did. And I mean, I still don't necessarily know what the future looks like.
Who does?
But
I'd be paid right now if I did.
Shit, right? Yeah, I should have probably did that little bit.
Vegas
I should have probably did that bit. I should have probably did that Bitcoin thing for a little bit and then got out of there, right? You know, been straight.
Shit.
But no, seriously though, like I don't necessarily know what the future looks like, but I know who's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I'm excited about. I'm like, oh, this is what the next frontier of this looks like. And if y'all are gonna be the people changing the game, we in good hands.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right now. And I'm excited, man.
So now I can just sit outside the cafe early in the morning, sipping my cappuccino, and smile.
Yeah. Get to sit back and chill somewhere.
It's all good.
It's all good, baby. All right, man.
Word. Shout out to Atlanta, y'all.
Shout out ATL, man.
Y'all doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. I know there was one thing Div was talking about. He was saying that they're on that cusp of creating events within Atlanta for the ATLians. You know what I'm saying? Like all the cafes, all the baristas, all the coffee professionals. It's always been kind of outside of Atlanta, and having the Barista League come to Atlanta and do this event, bringing all these cafes, all these coffee professionals together. Hopefully this will be the beginning of, jump-starting that kind of thing that was happening back in the day when I was first getting into Atlanta.
And there was some other dope stuff going on. Like, for example, Color Cold Brew.
The
event that
Kayla,
she did. The event Kayla did with Yvonne Solis. I pulled up to, they were doing a dope, like, co-branded pop-up at this one cafe. And, like, just getting to see, like, creatives be creatives. Like, a lot of it just requires you just all being in the room together.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good first step of like the Barista League event happening and it being an event that was larger than Atlanta, but happening in Atlanta. So everyone wanted to go to it.
Yep.
And those are usually where the dope ideas happen. Like the same way that we talk about Expo, where like you get in a room and y'all just start chopping it up for a little bit. And then it's like, we're going to come back to this.
Yeah.
And then something dope comes from it.
Yeah.
More of that happening is going to lead to that region flourishing.
So I know I'm not from Atlanta, but if y'all need me to help out with anything, holla at me.
Yeah, I don't need no excuse. I don't need no excuse to come to Atlanta. Y'all tell me, hey man, we having a barbecue. I'm like, I don't need no excuse to go out there. Y'all got it. Pull up. Thank y'all for an amazing weekend out there.
That was dope.
And just thank everybody that we've been interacting with over the past couple of weeks.
Shout out to Addison and Kay for winning the Barista League.
Man, I ain't shouting Addison out for winning, bro. Addison win every goddamn thing. Addison's so good,
better
bro.
Watch out. Yeah.
Addison's so good.
If we ever get an actual place where U.S. Barista Championship will be, Addison might take it this year.
Addison almost had me crying while I was getting ready for my routine in Portland this past year. Like, Addison's like that. I'm not doing this no more, man. I'm not about the
Addison Invitational.
I'm not about to sit here and reward a fish for swimming. You're great. We know. Like, just keep being great. Like, at this point, we get it. Like, go hoop. You're great.
I think it's their year.
Probably.
I think it is.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see, and I'm supposed to be competing.
I know.
I still am like,
watch out, Alabama Sam.
Addison's nice.
For real.
And the crazy part is, as a judge, as a judge at the Barista League event, Addison and Kay went first.
Oh, word? They did?
So I was
how much I know. I was back there DJing, making music.
Damn, we starting here. It's gonna be a long night for some people. If that's like, I was like, that's some good drinks.
What was their team name? The 1.3%, the 1.3%, 1.03%.
I was still
1.13%, something like that. Yeah.
But I was just sitting there like, damn, you starting out the gate with Addison and them. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough night for people. Yeah, because they good, they real good. But yeah, no, like seriously, like the future of this is in good hands. Yeah, with some good people.
I think so.
And as long as people don't have some of the experiences that like I had, or that like a lot of my peers in my generation had, and like they're treated with care as they elevate in this industry, we're gonna be fine.
There's still gonna be those situations.
No, there's still gonna be those situations.
And hopefully they get fewer and fewer.
That's exactly.
Yeah, because
and for them, and hopefully they hit less of the people that are trying to do the good work. Because I feel like a lot of the really talented people that could have been doing a lot of this.
One of the folks on our trip is struggling right now, and I ain't gonna call him out because I ain't gonna call out his employer. But hey,
yeah,
he gonna be all right.
Yeah, yep. So I just hope people don't step away from this before they step fully into their purpose.
Word, for real.
Because y'all could change so many things. Like y'all could change this industry and with one stroke, because y'all are that damn good. So
in my lifetime too.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Didn't Jay-Z have a song? Mm-hmm. In my lifetime. Yep.
Like I'm grateful. With that being said, we are kind of entering our new frontier too. Like we, this trip was at the right time for us to get ready to make some changes in our own world. Some time to reflect. I think 95 Plus is going to be on a little bit of a hiatus going through the holidays. Get ready to figure some things out. Wags, this is his final day recording with us.
Shout out to Wags.
Yeah. But
Kicking
I don't want to do that in the way that we usually do, man. We're lively, we have fun, we talk in soliloquies and parables, and we do the real the uncles and cousins around the spades table type talk. But I'm gonna stop that for a second and just be real. And when I say be real, I mean be just in the moment. Wags, Andrew, I was very hesitant about the idea of doing a podcast. Long form speaking. I was very jaded about the industry. When you guys brought this idea to me, I saw two things. I saw someone that was really excited about the idea of learning more about coffee and finding a way to take their skill set and showcase it in this new realm. And then on your end, I knew about the story of everything that was going on with you at the time, where you were health-wise, where you were emotionally. And I felt like this was an opportunity for us to be able to get closer and for that to kind of trickle back into our work situation so that, we can kind of bridge the gap on where things had just been across the board. And both of those things are true. But during this process also, I've found myself in a lot of ways. I've found my voice in a lot of ways. I've grieved in public and processed in public and just spent this entire year kind of re-finding myself, leading into 30, leading into this first trip to Africa, leading into all the things that we've talked about here. And I have the both of y'all to thank for that, but I especially have to thank you for being able to capture it in the manner that you have, and for being so open to allowing this unedited journey to happen in front of you, and to do that with care, because that's not something that I trust many people with. And especially in us being very hyper black and hyper, we're going to tell this in the way that is most authentic to us. To have you here and to be no, I trust you with everything that we say and know that this space is safe. Dog, I'm forever grateful for you. I thank you for everything. You were talented as fuck. This, whatever 95 Plus becomes, it is because of everything that you have done. I am so grateful for you. Thank you for absolutely everything, Andrew.
I appreciate that a lot, man. This has been a joy. This has been so much fun.
Hard ass work too.
Appreciate you for the trust too. That's that's real. That's not not felt on my end. So appreciate that. This has been, like I said, this is fun to me. This is what I love to do, and I'd love to do it with you guys. So it's been a joy being on this side of the on the table. Just, getting to do the editing, getting to hear your stories, getting to meet people, Nigel, Tamika, Josh, all super cool people, getting to know you guys more. This has been awesome. So,
yeah.
And, so with you moving on to what your next steps are, I don't know what the next steps are here yet. We're going to figure that out over the next couple of weeks, but I just want to make sure that I say both on air and to you in person. Fuck this coffee. Yes, thank you. Fuck this coffee thing. Fuck this black and white thing. Fuck this 95 plus thing. We better be in contact and still cool
at
all times.
Yeah. No doubt.
Dude, I love you, man. Thank you.
Love you, man.
Everything.
Appreciate it. This has been so much fun.
Yes, it
Friendships
has,
here are much better than the content. So
yeah, for real.
Hey, man, and that says a lot because you've been hooping on this content. Like the amount of people that have come up to us in the past 3 weeks and these two trips and been like, yeah, man, I listened to your podcast and didn't expect, but also then can do things like bring up very obscure moments in our podcast that like, I'm like, I know good and well you listen to the podcast to be able to give me that. That's because of the work that you put into this, man. Yeah. And I'm hoping that we can get this at some point to the point where you receive the flowers you deserve, like across the board. Because damn, you're good at this, dude. Like you're a prodigy at this, man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
And I need to see that final project from the commercial we filmed.
All right, I can't wait. Yeah.
But with that being said, y'all,
this
has been another episode of the 95 Plus Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Ragler.
Lem Butler,
aka Flesh Tone Crayon. Thank y'all for coming on this journey with us. We're gonna see y'all in the new year. Peace.
Two times.
What's up, everyone? 95 Plus Podcast, Lem Butler here. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, GH Grinding and Brewing Solutions. Everything you need to know about grinding and brewing coffee, please reach out to them. They're all about trust, reliability, and innovation. GHGBS.com. Thanks, guys.